What moment in video games made you go duck this? When you have to either follow or chase someone. Duck those missions. Oh, you're 15 meters away. That's too close. He'll know you're there. But don't go more than 20 meters away or else you'll lose him. Apostrophe. They always walk faster than you can. But slower than a sprint. So you get stuck in a cycle of sprint to catch up. Run into their ass. And fall behind again. The Witcher 3 did an excellent job with this. If you walk, they walk. If you sprint, they sprint. Their pathing is generally good too. So you barely notice that they are even there. Makes for a very pleasant lead/follow experience. The moment in Outlast where you open a door within the first 15 or so minutes, and a dead body swings from the ceiling and screams into your headphones. Never have I thrown any controller so hard at my TV. The body doesn't scream. That was you. I should know. I screamed so hard I lost my voice. Charizard is confused. Apostrophe. It. God damn it. Then when you're fighting someone else and confuse them. They never do. Put someone to sleep. It lasts 2 turns. You get put to sleep. Bet your ass it lasts 5. Spending 45 minutes running a Payday 2 loud heist solo. Only to be downed at the very end by a cloaker and have the unhelpful AI teammates let you bleed out on the floor when they are standing 5 feet from you. Spam F while targeting them while you're down. You'll force them to run across the map to revive you. Note, this may not work if, hypothetically, you and your girlfriend are playing, both get downed, and both spam F back and forth while 20 feet apart and 25 feet from the getaway vehicle. As soon as the xenomorph starts making regular appearances and actively hunting you in Alien Isolation. Great game. But haven't touched it since. I'm just annoyed that, in a station full of idiots screaming and shooting at each other, it's you, the stealthy, extremely careful protagonist, that the xenomorph decides to follow for the entire game. I snuck up behind 2 hostile NPCs. Shot one in the back of the head. The other one responds, "Did you hear something?" Continues standing there, not unlike Skyrim. Then, NPC standing there bristling with arrows that I've shot them full of from the shadows, loses interest in trying to find me and says, "HMM. I must have imagined it." Apostrophe. When you can't skip the cool intro when you load the game for the 50th damn time. Every game should have a checkbox in the options for "let me skip the intro." The new Crash Bandicoot when you load up the game. Fuck. I dread just booting up the game. The intro where he jumps in the machine is so long for a splash screen. That's not even counting all of the other loggers or the long load to get to the game select screen just to load into another game. Seriously, I find it hard to believe the game select screen couldn't load in the background of the stupidly long intro. The loading in general in the game is woeful. How does a remake 20 years after the original manage to exponentially increase load times? I had that same thought. If it's used as a loading screen, what the hell are they loading up front that takes so long? If it's not, they need to pay more attention to user experience design. They probably thought they didn't have to, since it's just a remaster. Just doing any Bethesda game quest and it just not triggering or working when you are so close to finishing it. That really made me say duck this. Duck debugging the game. Modders will do it for free, and we are gonna make gamers pay for it. That bit at the end of Red Dead. Now I thought I could kill them all. I got so close. Duck that. I reloaded dozens of times trying to make it work. Tried different headshot combinations. Duck them. I set it up so that I had like 10 shots just going straight to the main bad guy's head and still didn't work. There was a particular room in Dead Space 2 that endlessly spawned enemies. I did not realize they were endlessly spawning until I'd tried to clear the room for like 2 hours. Died so many times. Used all my ammo, etc. Once I realized I could just run through the room, I was so pissed at myself for wasting that much time. The fact that this part of the game isn't more frequently referenced is a testament to how much of an idiot I am. Everybody else figured it out. Nope. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I did the same damn thing. Maybe not for 2 hours, but at least 20 to 30 minutes. Glad I'm not the only one. I also spent about 20-30 minutes in this room not understanding why there were so fucking many I had to take a break from the game when I just ran through the room and realized that was all I had to do from the start. Alternatively, oh, I guess this is infinite enemies, I'll just run thr nope, just really long. See, that's the kind of situation where once I ran through and was able to progress, I would always have this lingering uncertainty that I had missed something at the end of the slaughter. Some prize for killing all 999 bad guys there when I only killed 998 and then left. Dead Island. First escort mission. Tried 4 times, but the guy just kept running into zombies miles away and died. Last try, I was finally finishing this piece of shit mission. Then he got stuck in a garbage can. I uninstalled right away. Ever try multiplayer? I emailed the company because it was so bad. They said it was a known problem and recommended me some other multiplayer games. Gee thanks. Game is bad. We got ya covered, man. Here's some better games. Spore. You spend hours going from unicellular life form to build a galactic empire. But your empire only has one docking ship that you control. Wanna explore the universe? Too bad. As soon as you're 10 stars away from your nearest colony, pirates attack them, or they have an ecosystem disaster. The best part of the game, it's the unicellular level. I was just introduced to Stellaris, and it feels like what the space stage of Spore could have been. Rather than controlling one single ship, you can raise as many fleets as you can support. And the resources and technology are much more in depth. The problem is every game feels like what an individual part of Spore could have been. It's 4 fairly poor games instead of 1 good game. There is this Spore game for the DS that's just like you build a creature and play through a bunch of traditional video game levels. It's way more funimo than the actual game was. Oh yeah, I remember that. It looked like everything was a paper cutout, and I loved it. Holy fuck. I never thought I'd hear about this game again. So many fond memories coming back to me. That game was so good. I remember it being a more enjoyable experience than the PC Spore ever was. Edit. I decided to Google it. And the name of the game is Spore Creatures. For anyone wondering, it probably hasn't aged well, to be honest. But I'd recommend it for a good casual experience. Having to bust out and defend Natalia in Goldeneye when the bitch kept walking in front of the bullets you were firing. The mission she has to type on the computer and you have to protect her was so frustrating. I eventually found a spot to sit in and shoot them as they popped up. But I ended up having to memorize the exact moment they would all show up, otherwise she'd die. So frustrating. I found train level on 00 Agent more frustrating as you had to wait until 10 seconds to get off the train in order to complete all objectives, and if Natalia didn't instantly follow you off 5% of the time, she would die in the explosion. I forget which, but you needed to shoot I think both the general and that girl to give you like 5 extra seconds. That's the train mission. Only way I could reliably beat it on 00 Agent. Wow. Nostalgia. My brain just dug very deep into the archives. RCP-90 on train. Using the watch laser to open that latch. All those doors. Fantastic. Glitch deaths. It's one thing to lose your progress, but when it's not even your fault, your save file is corrupted. The Lion King. Can't wait to be king. Sega Genesis. Duck that shit. Battles with Lubu in the early Dynasty Warriors games. He really fucked my 12-year-old reflexes up. Now I know how to kite him around the entire damned map. In Resident Evil 1, when you are going through that hallway you've been through a million times, but out of nowhere this random time a dog busts through a window. Edit. Wow, thank you very much for my first gold. Who would have thought a moment that made me ship myself 20 years ago could have led to such eternal glory, and then the remakes with you even more. Okay, dogs come through here in the original. I remember. Get ready, get ready, get ready, just breathe. Flash of lightning, and the window cracks. Ah! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Duck! Exclamation mark. Oh geez. Haha. Nothing happened. They totally got me. I can't believe I was scared that. Dogs actually break through window now. Dear Lord, take me now. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Apostrophe. You ever had a zombie come through a door at you? Like come from another room into a hallway when zombies could never move between rooms in classic games? Me and my 2 friends found one that did. Wasted an incendiary grenade round on it. FF7 Gold Saucer, when I make it all the way to the final battle and it uses Gone on the first ducking turn. For those who don't know, Gold Saucer is a place in the game with lots of mini games and you can win unique gear that you can't get anywhere else. One of the games is a challenge where you fight 8 progressively harder battles. You only get to use one character. You don't get to heal between fights. And a random status effect is applied to use between fights as well. By the time you reach the final fight you are facing the hardest enemy and you have up to 7 negative effects on you. The way the challenge works is that you can quit after any of the 8 fights. But if you begin the next fight and don't finish it, you earn nothing for the entire round. Well, sometimes the final boss is a ghost ship and he has a move called Gone where he unblockably just removes you from the fight. It's automatically over and there is nothing you can do about it. So you slog through 7 battles only to not even get a turn on the 8th battle and you lose. I once read somewhere online that he rarely uses it in the first X turns, but that is total bullshit. He uses it on turn 1 against me like half the time. Edit. Note he isn't always the final boss. He's just the troll one. But also you have to successfully complete the run like 10 to 15 times or more if want the W summon materia, so you will definitely face the sus hole at least a few times during that time. Oh my god, you just reminded me. I went through all the work to get the gold chocobo. Hours of work. Repetitive as shit. Finally did it. Made it the final to an. Nope. I must have screwed it up somewhere. No idea how to fix it. Rage quit and haven't gone back. 2x good/great. Caught by Midial. Plus carob nut equals blue and green. Green plus blue plus carob nut equals black. Black plus wonderful. Caught by iciclein. Plus zeo nut equals gold. Usually always took me a couple tries on the last one to actually get a gold. Lots and lots of restarts. Also, if it makes you feel any better, Knights of the Round completely breaks the game and turns any fight into an unlosable super snooze fest. Knights of the Round also comes with the downside of every turn taking about 12 days to finish because of that decking animation. Yeah, it's more like Knights of the Coffee Break because you can brew a cup and come back to the animation still playing out. Playing Castlevania on Northeasts. Worked so hard to get to Dracula. Eventually was able to beat him with 2 bubbles of health left. I was like, yes, Ducky ow. Apostrophe. Then the Matherlover turned into his demon form and killed me. I was not aware of this. Said Ducket. T. Never played it again. N. Also in that game the whole way leading up to death. That has like 6 axe knights and it can eat a dick as well. I wanna say there are also a steady stream of Medusa heads at the same time, but it's been some years. The holy water makes short work of those fuckers. Same with fighting Frankenstein's monster and Igor. But I can't remember if I had the boomerang at that point or not. Yeah, I realized how crucial the holy water and getting the seconds and thirds were once I was older and have beaten the game a few times. But when I was younger, that part pounded my ass. When a game turns what should be a quick cutscene into pointless gamma play, like changing the Batmobile's power cell in Arkham Knight, they basically put 2 new games together when making that game. Arkham City 2/Arkham Tank. Batman doesn't kill, proceed to plow through the thugs of Gotham like bowling pins. I like they get around this by giving the Batmobile tasers that shock criminals out of the Batmobile's path. Doesn't matter if there are tasers. If I'm driving a tank full speed at a guy and hit him, he's gonna get shocked and go splat. My Morrowind save got corrupted after many hundreds of hours. When I was 11, I played through Morrowind for the first time on Xbox. Since I didn't have a PC or fast internet at the time, I couldn't look up cheats or guides and had to learn a deep RPG from scratch. My parents also didn't trust giving out credit card numbers or anything like that, so I couldn't buy the game online. I had to continually rent the game from video library across town with lawn mowing money, birthday money, etc. For a year, I died just about every time I tried combat, so I was relegated to traveling to each town to scour each house, item, and container just to steal and resell. I eventually became a master thief and had gotten into every area and container known that was part of civilized areas. About the time I started figuring out combat and potions, my parents would call brick and mortar stores and finally found a copy in one of the bigger city stores and bought it for me. Then I was balls out. This game turned me into the joke of what a gamer is. Famished. Pale. Reclusive. I was a perfectionist. I went into every cave and container along my way during quests. My friends bought the game and we would share secrets like finding underwater statues that give you legendary swords. I was too stupid to figure out where the Dwemer puzzle box was, so I never advanced in the main quest. The next couple years was spent doing every other faction possible and every side quest. Finally I found the box, and all that was left was main quest and vampire faction. I got about 2/3 of the way towards finishing the main story before it happened. I was under the bro science impression that the more saves you had, the slower the game would load. So periodically I would go through and delete everything but the most recent save. One day I was rolling through with my godlike character and it just so happened to be when I cleaned up my saves. But the power went out during a save on that character. Didn't think anything of it. Booted it back up the next day and I was devastated. My one save was corrupted. I had never put so much money, time, or work into finding a game or playing one. I had finally mastered something that was hard. It might be the biggest gut punch of my young life. I couldn't bring myself to start over. I couldn't bring myself to even look at video games. Then GOTY edition came out. Edit. Wealth Beyond Measure Outlander. Thanks for the golden septim, stranger. I still play the game every couple of years, by the way. This experience never ruined my love for it. Just had to take a duckthus break for a year or so. TBF. The puzzle box is hard to find. 11-year-old me was very frustrated looking for it. Worst part is, before they patched this, if you raided that place before you got the quest, you found the puzzle box, thought it was interesting, picked it up, put it someplace, and never saw it again, you have severed the thread of prophecy. The third time it prompted me for a macro transaction. When I had played several hours on high difficulty into Doom 3 without saving, and then a friend accidentally bumped the power button on the extension cord, turning the computer off. Not being able to beat Super Mario Bros. As an adult. Not being able to hop over a 2-foot wall in Medal of Honor. Are you talking about the PS1 version? I played that game for hours and hours. I think it was the first game where the game recognized where you shot them at. I shot so many bad guys in the balls. What the fuck? Butters? Exclamation mark. You don't shoot someone in the dick. That's not cool. I'm going home. Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. Coruscant. The first part of the level. You have to capture the command post across the map and fight 4 GD with easy AI. Okay, not bad. Head to the library. What are you gonna do at the library? Defend the archives. For 2 minutes. You have to defend GD from destroying the bookcases. GD can destroy these bookcases in 3 lightsaber swings. The archives are also arranged in a way where GD can get behind them and attack them out of your line of sight, and your team's AI is dogshit. BTW. About 30 seconds left. 2 GD swoop down to attack and probably kill you, while 2 of their buddies brush up against the bookcases, and you lose. If by some miracle you get out of the library, capture some more command posts, you get to the final objective. Kill 4 GD masters. The developers of the game spent 10,000 hours developing these war machines and gave every other AI the intelligence and situational awareness of pre-Sith Lord Jar Jar. The GD use so much energy, it makes a Civ 5 deity enemy look starved. Whether you choose to fight as Anakin or keep your elite rifle, cause you can't get past the library without legendary frenzy and permanently unlocking the elite rifle. Prepared to take a seat, young Skywalker. These guys rush down each command post, spawn camping you and your AI fodder team sets, and can turn their head quicker than that chick from The Exorcist. Sniper rifle. More like saber rifle, haha, right. Cause deflection. I only beat that level with the Konami code. God, that mission was awful. I eventually beat it by switching to the engineer guy with the shotgun. The GD couldn't block all the bullets. Edit. Completely forgot that engineer could heal the boom cases as well. Been a while. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.